My project is a professional teaching, basically teaching teachers about some technology tools. And so I chose some that throughout my schooling and having to gather resources and having to create something for an audience that actually worked really easy for me. One of them is my absolute favorite, and you'll probably see that when it's up here because it's just so easy. I actually created something that I can email to you, which goes through everything just in case it is something you want to use. How to log on, what the features do, what they don't. So, 21st Century Teaching, it's for my class. My goal is to introduce you to some tools that are not frustrating, that are actually helpful, and might condense some of the time that you have to spend re-looking for things. And I'll be honest, I'm one of those that I'll look at something, a web page or something, and if it doesn't capture me and I can't understand what it is, I move on. Just because I don't have time to sit and read everything. And so these tools have helped me. When I finally find that one, I'm like, plop, here it is. Plop, I used this and it was great. And then it also helped me say, you know what, I found some really good math website for kindergarten that I came across that I've used. Here you go. And you can share it with people because it's all stored online. You just click and send right back. So technology, we use it in everyday life. It can be flexible. It can be frustrating. It can give you lots of choices. The positive part for teaching is it gives you resources and it can help you collaborate. Common tools we run into, TV, digital camera, video camera I'm using, cell phones, internet appliances, credit card payments, all that type of stuff. And at first those things are a little irritating, but usually after you get to use something you realize if it's good for you or not, and you get more comfortable with it. Thoughts on technology, back when we, like I said, used something the first time. It's difficult, it's frustrating, hard to use, takes more time. I was one of those that the digital camera and me did not get along. It was actually more frustrating than it was helpful. And so, but now, obviously I use it for everything including video. So, but at first it was like, it's just easier to point and click with my regular camera and not have to mess with the settings. Technology is flexible. The great thing about it is we can choose our tools, choose how we use them, choose if we like them, choose if we don't. It's just really what helps us, and I think different things help lots of different people. How we use the internet, we use email, Facebook, games, we connect with friends, use it, create, but that's also where the bulk of our resources are coming in now. As teachers, that's where the bulk of our resources is the internet, or we look for it online. We can file, we can sort, we make reservations, we look up recipes, we look up directions, we look up, we do research, we put our calendar appointments. So really we've gotten into the habit of using the internet as an organizational resource, one way or the other. Teaching with technology. The positive part about it is, like I said, the research. You find some great lesson plan ideas on there. Curate resources, that's a big one for me because, like I said, I'm picky with resources. So when I find one that I really want to grab onto, I want to save it. And then if I have to go really searching for it again, I get frustrated and I don't look for it because I don't have time. I'm going to introduce Pearltree, which is the tool that I told you that you basically, Pearltree reminds me of a filing cabinet, which is the site itself is a cabinet. Then you create different folders and you drop whatever you want in those folders. Video, actual files from somebody else, websites, pictures. Like you can drop anything you find in it labeled under one thing, just like a manila folder. S'more is similar but not as organized. I use S'more for more making newsletters. I mean, it's one of those things, again, you can drop video, you can drop pictures, you can drop 101 things on this thing, have it all in one place, have an address for it, send it out to whoever you want, and they can look at it. They can look at all the things. RSS feeds are electronic newspapers. They're not my favorite. I've used them in times that I really needed to come up with some new ideas. They can be challenging. RSS feeds really are one of those things that either you love it or you don't. I'm going to mention it because some people might really like it. You grab web pages, hashtags, anything, put it in there, and what it will do is as a new news story comes up from that website, it automatically pops up like a newspaper. So it's constantly moving, constantly changing. You always get the most, the newest news, the newest this, the newest that. And the websites that I've put in, I'll show you, is, Edutech, different things for Common Core standards. People post things that have new ideas for this or that, and it'll pop up. But it is like a newspaper that's constantly moving through, so it's really just a matter if you have time to sit and weed through it, or you don't. So the first thing I'm going to actually talk to you about is S'more. And I actually made you guys. So with S'more, it's like any other thing. You do s'more.com. It'll ask you to create a free account. Your web page, your email and a password. You can do, I believe it's 5 things without paying anything. And then after that, if you want to keep going, you can actually, the one thing I really like about this is you can pay by the number of flyers you want, not the amount of time that you're going to use it. And this one here I had up, I'm actually doing this for Miss Moore. It's a lesson on research for the 5th graders, because when you get to middle school, that's all you do. Yeah. My 6th graders, that's all she does. So this is actually for her, it's research, how do I do research? Feels like getting information from a fire hydrant when you're trying to research. And so I did notes for her on this. There's a YouTube video on kid-friendly internet searches that I was able to add where you could just, so it's all right here. Or you just flip on and you see.
Welcome everyone. Today we're going to talk about collecting research and using kid-friendly search engines.
So this, for her, either in the classroom or something to send out to her parents, it's all right here. Here's the website where I got the picture. They can go straight to that. Here's choosing keywords, how to make the research easier for her. This is actually a really good video on that as well for kids to kind of learn how to grab the keywords. How do we choose the right website? It explains to them what .com means, .net means. It's just something to try and help them. If they're looking at 20 things, cut it down to 5. And then again, I can link to all these websites here, and there's videos. And so that's just viewing it. So again, you go to s'more.com, create, you get 5 free. I'm going to edit it. And then I can edit anything that I'm doing. I just tapped right underneath this. It's almost like little sections. I drop a section here, I drop a section there. I tap right underneath it, and it's giving me choices if I want to add anything. I can add text, a title, I can add pictures, a gallery of pictures, different events. A lot of people use these things for events. A bio, I can put audio, I can put video, I can put embedded links. So it's all right here. I'll show you guys the one I made. This is what I'm going to send you. Alright, I'm going to send you this link here. It's real easy. I just send you and you're able to click on the link and you will come to right here. And what it's going to tell you is from right here, you can click straight and go straight to the PowerPoint that you just saw. Tells you Pearl 3, which is coming up, how you make one of those accounts. It also, you can click here and go straight to it. Also gives you, I was able to put in a screenshot of what it looks like so you kind of know where you're at. This is basically inside the Manila folder. My folder is library collection. Those are all the resources I've dropped in it. S'more, what can I do with it? I can create newsletters, a resource list, share information with colleagues, have a resource, something to send out to parents. If there's a project coming up, I had made one for, it was a World War II project. And so I had sent it out, it was a 5th grade class, to all the parents with just some really good resources for the kids to do their project that's kid-friendly, that's not having their head spinning, that's not going into it, because there's some really good like history websites, but the kids, they get lost in it. So I actually sent one. S'more, and then I actually screenshotted what you're looking at here. And then the RRS feed's how you set it up, and this is what it looks like. Like I said, it looks like an electronic newspaper, and it's constantly updating on stuff. So that's what S'more does. It's actually very, very, very easy to add. You hit edit, and you add, or if you want to create a new one, this is what you'll get. Design something. You kind of have, I usually go for blank because here's my title. I want to skip this step right now. My S'more Fire. And I add whatever I want to it. I just keep adding. Oh, I don't have the URL for it. Let's see here. Text. There, and it'll show up right where it's at in here. So you can just keep adding on down, and that gives you the options of adding. So that's the first thing. The second thing, this is my absolute favorite, it's Pearl 3. This is what I was talking about with the file cabinet. So basically, here's my cabinet, here's my Manila folders. And these are, no, I don't want to move you. These are all the different resources I have right now for things I've had to do. And then when I go into one, let's see, text tools for students and educators. Those are different websites I've come across that I've actually found helpful. Virtual tools for the classroom, 62 ideas for using an iPad in the classroom. The web whiteboard, how to make animated online videos for free. I know that's some of the older kid type of stuff, but the best interactive web tools for educators. So again, that's kind of like my Manila folder. So these up here are pretty easy as far as following, and it's one of those things I don't have. If you hover the mouse, it tells you exactly where you're going to go. This is one of those things that's free as well. There are features that you have to pay for, but I actually have the free account. You need an email and a password, and that's all you need to get on there and create this account. So this takes me back. No, it's supposed to take me home. I think, there we go. This will take me home. And then and same thing, I want to add a Manila folder. It's basically, you would do this and it would add, you could add a Manila folder for yourself. You could add a Manila folder for yourself. Here's where you edit anything you have. You can add, you can delete, anything you're doing. This is share it. It gives you an embedded that you can put it into something embedded. It gives you a link. Basically, right here is what you would send to people. Oh, here we go. Share, embed, connections, email, Twitter, all the different ways that you can share your collection. And then here it's the same, you kind of have the same options as far as up here. Once you go into, here's my toolkit that I have as a manila folder. I think my internet's being slow, I apologize.
It's slow today.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Frustrating.
Here's what I have. Different way to select books that appeal to an audience. And it's moving its way. You'll get the same options right here. And that's how you add a resource here. Here it comes. And you'll hit the add button and it'll say, what do you want to add, a video? Do you want to add a file? There we go. Do you want to add a file? Do you want to add a note? Do you want to add an image, a web page, a collection of something? Do you want to import something? So really you just push and you put in the URL, hit enter, and it puts it right in there. So copy and paste, and you have it. So again, this has been really helpful for resources. One way it might help as far as you guys individually, but collaboratively, you could put in, your email address, make up a password 123456, so that anybody can get in it, anybody can add, anybody can delete. So it's a whole collection, because I know you guys do the same lessons. That idea was actually in that same school. They had a shared file on the computer, a shared file. The problem with that one was, if they wanted to share a website, they would copy it, put it on a Word document, and submit it into the file, because it was just a shared file on a computer. With this, you can grab anything you want, and you can have it right here. And again, it's really easy to use. You can drag and drop things. I've never been great with dragging and dropping things, to be honest. So I, open two here. I'm searching here. I have my Pearl Trees here. Wow, that is sensitive. My Pearl Trees open here. I'm searching here. As I come across a website, I copy, I paste, drop it in Pearl Trees, and we're ready to go. So that is actually one of my favorites, just because it's been extremely helpful. Like I said, I think it would be a really good collaboration tool, because you guys can just keep throwing in stuff that you could share with somebody else. Now this is the RRS feed. It's called Rebel Mouse. There's tons of them though. And so what you do is you put in information, you put in links. Log in to show you. You put in, it doesn't stay logged in. So basically what it does is it's coming up is it gives you, it says, okay, what do you want to show up? And I grabbed some hashtags off Twitter, EdTech, the Common Core, the stuff like that. I dropped that in there. And then I dropped some hashtags, some at different people from Twitter that I follow that are technology gurus. And so what I do is I drop all that in there, and that's the only thing that comes up on my newspaper, are things from what I choose. That has been really good with trying to think of new ideas for some of the things I've had to do for class with technology. And they're all, you put in your own resources, so they're reputable. It's a computer company, or, Microsoft has a hashtag where they support education, so Microsoft sends out everything that they have that supports education, and that comes up on my news feed, and so it's all reputable stuff. So those are the things I wanted to show you, just the different things that I use regularly that might help save you some time, might help you collect resources or share stuff. But the main thing that I like about them is you can access anything in one spot. As far as Steve Anderson, Web 2.0 Classroom, he has some good stuff. Ways to improve school and home communications, and so that's his article. And that comes up on my webpage because I subscribe to him. Edu-Teacher Week, teacher shortages in homeschooling, assumptions of digital literacy, how to challenge the control of digital empires, source, generational. Alex Corbett is actually somebody one of my professors suggested, extremely great idea, 10 things teachers can do on Google in your classroom. So he usually has a lot of really cool stuff. So that's what shows up is everything I have listed in there. So yeah, so thank you very much for listening. That's what I wanted to show you. I hope it was helpful, and I will make sure that I send. Let's go back. The flyer that I made you. The flyer that I made you guys, where you can just access it, because it gives you how to log in, what to do with it, why you would use it, why you wouldn't, but basically how to log in and like the add category, the pen and paper is an edit, the people. Oh, that's what I forgot to tell you. On PearlTree is you'll add things and it will actually give you up here. These are people that have added the same things you have. Kind of steers you towards them to look in theirs to see if they have anything else for you. And the same thing is it gives you, on this one here, my interest. It shows up different things, different collections that may interest you based on what you put in there. And so it actually offers resources that other people have used or other people have as far as collaborating, but collaborating outside of your classroom and outside of your people with, presentations online, creation tools. I use these ones, that type of stuff. So it gives you suggestions on things that might be helpful to you. I did forget that. So, all right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.